So today I want to show you how to transfer a nuke into a full-size hive. This would be one of the first steps that you would take once you've got your nuke home. If you were purchasing it, I actually raised this nuke and it's time for it to have a full-size hive. So to start with, I have my deep hive body and I have a screened board and then the actual bottom of the hive. And you can see it's just resting on two nukes. Two other nuke boxes. That's because this box where they came from was sitting right there. So I want the new hive location to be as close to where this nuke was sitting as possible. That way the field bees know this is home. So there are 5 frames in this nuke. As you can see, I have put 4 frames in, 2 on each side. I'll put the nuke in the center of the box, and I will put 1 more frame in, but I want to have plenty of space to work so that I'm not squishing any bees, not squishing the queen. So that this is as simple as possible for the bees. So this is the nuke that we're going to be transferring. As you can see, it's very full. I'm going to grab my hive tool. And I've already been into this box today, so some of the frames are pretty loose to begin with. Just as gently as I can, I'm going to pick up this frame. Lots of honey, and they've drawn out this side. Just going to carefully bring it over and put it in this box. You want to keep the frames in the same order that the bees had them in. There's a little bit of theory to frame placement, but especially at first, you don't really want to mix things up too much unless you're doing it intentionally. So this is a nice frame of brood. Let's see if I am getting the queen. I like to locate the queen when I'm working the bees because that makes it a lot easier. That way I know where she's at if I'm accidentally squishing her. So there's some pollen, some honey. I'm seeing a ton of brood on that side of that frame. But this is what I would expect out of a good nuke, and I'd be very happy if I bought this nuke personally. This is the very center of the colony. Just on a hunch, the queen will likely be on this frame because the center of the colony is where she's most likely to have her brood nest. We'll see if we see her. I'm doing this one-handed because I am just taking this video with my cell phone. So we will see if we can find her that way. There's a drone, the big fat bee. You don't want to confuse those with your queen or you'll have all kinds of problems thinking you have lots of queens in a hive. It's actually not uncommon to have multiple queens in a hive, but it doesn't happen all the time. Okay, I'm not seeing her, but again, this is a very nice frame. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing in this colony. So this is honey and pollen. And I'm not seeing too much. It's drawn out. It's ready for the queen to lay eggs, but there's not too terribly much here. And then the last frame. That's what I thought on this back side. I wish there was more, but it still is appropriate to transfer them in. And then you can see all that honey in this frame. And you just want to slide it real nice and easy. So you can see I've left a gap, and then I'm just sliding it over real gently with my fingers. So you don't want to squish bees. The fewer bees you kill, the more they will like you and not be as aggressive. So you can see there's some bees, some random bee byproducts in the bottom of that box, and then some bees up there. So we must have gotten the queen and we just didn't see her as we were transferring her in. What we're going to do now is just turn this box upside down, give it a sharp tap. Just want to get all the bees out that we can. There's still a few in there. I'm not too terribly worried about that. They'll find their way back to this hive. So we now have the 9 frames in. I set aside this other frame. This is a drawn out frame, but these bees died for the winter, so the new bees will take care of cleaning all that up. And there you can see the bees enjoying their new home. The last thing is just put the lid on and make sure you have it in a similar location. Right now you can see this little bee on the outside. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but she's beating her wings so fast. She's trying to spread the queen pheromone and let other bees that are in the air know that this is their new home. You can see quite a few bees doing that there on the edge. They're just letting the other bees know that this is their new home and where the queen is. So that's a good sign when you see that. You see that's the queen.